Good morning. Let's take a look at some of yesterday's plays. Barcelona, the key. Oviedo, what a wonder goal for their opener. That's the only way they're going to score, really, from 40, 50 yards, chipping the keeper, who went on a bit of a Bruce Grobbelaar walkabout yesterday for Barca. But when you've got someone like Lewandowski in the squad, boom, bring him on. Bang, gets the winner. Off we go. Superb performance by the Polish striker. I wish I had a Polish striker like him in every team I trade. Just adds a little bit of confidence, doesn't it? So I stayed in for the win. Could have got out at the 1-1. Rangers and Genk managed to get that Genk win down to 10 men. They had 2.15 expected goals ratio. And a player called O, ex-Celtic, got the winning goal. Go ahead, Eagles, and Steaua Bucharest was a break-even. Lost 39 quid there. Got it back there. Go ahead, Eagles. Bit green in Europe. Not much known about them, not much known about Steaua Bucharest, but Steaua Bucharest managed this very well. They were under the cosh. It's just lacking the striking quality at this level. Go ahead. Great in the Eredivisie, but just caught out by that single goal yesterday. But when you take out insurance, that's the whole point of it. It pays. Looking on to today, and I've done some match reports for members, but using another AI, it still gives a good indicator of just the overall complexion of the match. My brilliant AI, of course, as soon as I start bragging about it, it's gone all Pete Tong on me, which is a pity. It was spitting out absolute quality pre-match reviews with expected goals, injuries, whether it's a new manager, whether there's a European match coming up. Ticked all the boxes, but there's a bug there somewhere I'm going to try to fix this weekend. But in lieu of that, I'll be providing members with a few reports in some of the lesser leagues like Ireland. And we've got just a look at some of the bigger matches: Bayern, Werder, Bremen, Strasbourg, Marseille, Twente, Fortuna, Sittard, Alanyaspor and Galatasaray. I looked mostly at odds-on favourites today because I like the odds-on favourite angle from a trading perspective. Vukovar, newly promoted in Croatia, so 5 o'clock could be a good starting point today. They should be vulnerable. Slavia Prague, Dukla Prague. All I want for Christmas is the Dukla Prague away kit. It's a derby of sorts. Even if it's this convincing, you can still have hiccups when it's a local derby. West Brom and Leicester. It's a difficult one to unpack. It's a derby of sorts as well. Let's have a look at soccer stats and a quick look at the match. 2 consecutive defeats for West Brom. 1-0 win, 1-1 and a 0-1 at home. So they're not scoring that second goal, which could concern them today. 5 out of 6 goals before half-time could give you an angle. Only 2 over 2.5 goal matches is in contrast with the 5 out of 6 goals before half-time. Lost, draw, win away. Conceded 2 goals twice of Leicester. So they're not the newly relegated side like Lillestrøm dominating the Championship. It's a Midlands derby of sorts as well. It's not too clear for me, to be perfectly honest with you. Leave that one to the in-play stats. I can't solve it pre-match, so immediately moves on. Premier League 2 and Professional Development League and Premier League Cup, you're over 2.5 goal tournaments, that's for sure. Finnish Liga. It's split up now, Championship and relegation group. Not interested in that match today. Strasbourg against Marseille. Well, we've got a Marseille coming off the back of a superb 1-0 home win against Paris Saint-Germain. That home support. Wow, man. What an atmosphere in Marseille. What a support. Strasbourg. Let's take a quick look at Strasbourg. 4 wins and a loss. The loss against Côte d'Azur, Monaco. They're playing Côte d'Azur, Marseille today. 2-1 in home wins. 81st and 90th minute penalty winners. Really doesn't convince in the goal scoring front, Strasbourg. All 3 0-0s at half-time ended with a 1-0 win. That's what they're going to be aiming for today, that 1-0 win that Marseille did against Paris Saint-Germain. 3 wins at home and 2 1-0 defeats away from home. It sets it up for a 1-0 Strasbourg win, doesn't it? But I think Marseille will have some self-belief coming off the back of that beating of the champions. That could really change their season. An interesting match. Strasbourg lacking that second goal. That could be my angle in to that match today. French Ligue 2. Just wait for this one to unpack. Estac 3, very strong favourites. Nancy look very gettable this season. All the other matches, the market's just giving you a clue that it's a difficult evening in French Ligue 2. 2.4, 2.55 the favourite. A couple of 2.15 the favourites as well. Not the greatest set of matches, but as ever at 7 o'clock, if I'm up and about and trading, the in-play stats will get a look in. Estac 3 obviously getting the majority of the attention there, odds on at home. Bayern Munich against Werder Bremen. I don't know if we have upcoming Champions League or not. We do need to check that element out because it can produce some shock results and some very laboured performances. So let's have a look. Moving on to Tuesday, AFC Champions League. That was actually a very good competition. I'll look forward to that. English Championship, League 1, Champions League, League phase. So yet again this weekend, that's why you're going to get the likes of Bayern Munich, Marseille playing today and Galatasaray playing today. No coincidence. So we've got this hanging over us and it does impact teams, doesn't it? All of the big boys. Look at that 5-5 for Club Brugge the other day. So have these in the back of your mind. And we've got some Brits, Tottenham, Chelsea and Liverpool might underperform at the weekend. Bayern Munich tonight, Slavia Prague tonight, Inter Milan at the weekend. Under new manager Christian Kivu could struggle, couldn't they? He's a bit green in the gills for Champions League football. Wednesday, so that's the continuation. It does indeed. So get to know some of these. You know, FC Copenhagen underperform pre-Champions League. We've got more Brits, Newcastle and Arsenal. What an excellent Manchester City. What an excellent turnout from the Brits in the Champions League. Arsenal and Olympiacos is going to be defence v defence. Barca and PSG. Tasty, tasty. Very, very tasty. Bayer Leverkusen, Dortmund. So get to know all of these sides because one or two of them is going to cock it up this weekend. So Bayern Munich at 1.1 at home to Werder Bremen. Expecting goals before half-time here. We're expecting, well, Bayern Munich 11 goals to 0 at home in their 2 home matches. So we are expecting some fun and games. 1.10 suggests goals before half-time, as you know. Schalke and Darmstadt, the odds-on favourites in the Bundesliga. Zwei will get some attention from me at 5 o'clock. Irish Premier Division, Irish First Division. I've worked my way through the reports for members. So this is the kind of thing you'll get in the reports. It's a different look to the other one, but I quite like what I'm seeing. So it does offer. I like the key trading stats is the important element for me. Waterford's matches tend to be higher scoring, over 2.5 goals in 61% of their games. The last 10 matches averaged 3.10 goals. Maybe this is looking a little. Here we go. 2025 season. So that's inconclusive, isn't it? 55% overs. It's either or. Again, 54% of Shelbourne's matches. This is AI being producing information that is not really of any great use, is it? If it's near 50%, what's the point in relaying that to me? Because it means it's a 1 in 2 chance of occurring. Both teams have scored happened in 5 of the last 10 matches. Again, it's just lacking that human nuance. How about consecutively recently? Expected goals are like that. 1.24 per game, i.e. they're not expected to score too many, and they're conceding nearly 2. That is not a formula for success, is it? Again, 1.19 per game and expected goals conceded of 1.7. So both of these two sides are defensively vulnerable. I hope you enjoy these reports. I'm going to be using them for secondary matches and for odds-on favourites at weekends. I'm going to try to get that other app back up and working because the reports it provided were just exceptional. So we've got 3 odds-on favourites at home. Galway, Cork City were caught last week. You saw them very vulnerable last week. Newly promoted and looking like it as well. Shamrock Rovers and Bows. This is a local derby apparently. So you know what I feel about derby-style matches. Shelburne and Waterford. We're expecting a home win there. Irish Division 1. Again, just a major focus on the odds-on favourites. It's the usual crew who are likely to be at the top of the standings. No coincidence there. Bray, Co-Bramblers, Dundalk. Dundalk, Co-Bramblers, Bray, the 3 odds-on favourites at home. Pick themselves, don't they? The top 3 in the first division. Odds on at home. That is a good trading potential. Catanzaro, Juve, Stabia, 2.55 the favourite, suggesting we leave that one by 1.48 FC Twente. No thank you. Not on what they haven't achieved this season. But the market is expecting them to do something. 2 wins came away, only 1-0 at half-time. Conceded 2 goals in both home matches, Twente. 3 wins in 4 for Sittard. We've got an away side with winning momentum. Loss, win, loss away. All goals before half-time. 1.45 immediately for me is far too skinny. And it deflects that 3 wins in 4 for Sittard. So a watching brief when you have it. When you have the better side, but lacking recent form. Watching brief there. Benfica and Gil Vicente. This is all about the special one. Don't forget the Eredivisie. That's a special one as well. Over 2.5 goals. The usual there. If you want a bit of fun on a Friday, back all Eredivisie over 2.5 goals and both teams to score. You're going to hit it once or twice this season and it's going to be ka-ching when it comes in. Polish Ekstraklasa, 1.95 home favourite, so I'll look at that. But this is the second home match in a row for the special one back at Benfica. It was not a special one against Rio Ave, a 1-1, bitterly disappointing. Surely the Benfica fans will not be tolerating 1-0 Mourinho scores, that's for sure. The reason he's been employed is to maintain that Champions League run for Benfica, having failed to maintain it for Fenerbahce. So this is a must-win already for the special one. That makes this a really good trading vehicle. Don't forget Rio Ave scored first against Benfica at home in the last match. Watch out for that today. La Liga, Girona against Espanyol, 2.38 the favourite, should immediately have you on the back foot. And the reason why Galatasaray playing today, you already know that answer, don't you? It's pre-Champions League. And they are away from home. This has got potential banana skin written all over it. Why? If you look at the form of Alanyaspor, draw and a win at home, clean sheets, and beat Besiktas, who were in the Champions League. 5 consecutive without a 0-0 at half-time. Potential for goal before half-time. Galatasaray have been hugely impressive so far this season. And they've bought well as well for that Champions League push. Victor Osimhen, for example. All wins scoring less than 3 goals only once. So they've got the goals in the locker, but is this a banana skin for Galatasaray? Is this a banana skin for Benfica? Special one, second match and pre-Champions League. I would suggest they are pre-Champions League. We can find out. I'm sure they're still in. Yes, they're away at Chelsea. So watch out. And remember the special one when he was at Chelsea. His matches pre-Champions League tended to be strugglers and underperformances. So watch out for Benfica again. But surely they can't tolerate a second consecutive home home match without a win for Benfica. So a bit of a tightrope for the special one, but you're expecting Benfica to deliver. They have to, otherwise his relationship with the fans is going to be off the boil already. So we're going to do an e-letter today. Watch out for that. Plenty to talk about. Not sure what I'm going to talk about. Maybe expected goals, how they help, where to find expected goals, how to read it, or maybe a look at the Champions League this week. A look at the green screen profits. Which trades have I done this week? It's not as emphatic as last week, but I've still made a 3-figure return, and a pretty decent one at that, just from this week's football. Look at the weekend's football as well, and a mention of pre-Champions League could suggest woes ahead. So watch out for the e-letter. It will be coming to you soon. Have a great day. It's my day off, so don't expect me to be on Telegram, even though I do hint at being on. It's just nice to have a day off. But I might be trading. But I've noticed the last 2 weekends, it's actually the weekend which is the less profitable day. Saturday and Sunday, the less profitable trading days for me. Now, I want days like yesterday where you've got 3 plays, 3 profits and reliable teams. Saturday, far too much football, and I can spread myself far too wide and then leave a lot of liability on draws. And if the matches end draws rather than the wins, you start picking up 12, 13, 14 pound consecutive losses, and they soon add up. So that's something to solve tomorrow. What is going to be a busy day, and watch out for the European effect. Union Saint-Gilloise, for example, Club Brugge away at Standard Liège after that 5-5, amazing 5-5. Tottenham, Champions League. Manchester City, Champions League. Liverpool, away, Champions League. This is a banana skin written all over it, this one. Chelsea, Champions League, playing Benfica. So there's plenty of potential upsets. Brighton don't tend to perform well against London opponents. Monaco, Champions League, I believe. Paris Saint-Germain at home, Champions League. So we've got to be aware of that Champions League element. Bayer Leverkusen, Dortmund, Mainz perhaps, I think, and Frankfurt. So it's going to be a shadow hanging over us this weekend, whether we can trust Champions League sides, particularly if they concede the first goal. Have a great day. I'll see you for a live stream tomorrow, and I might see members on Telegram later on if this bloke with his very loud exhaust would shut the bleep up. Time for me to say goodbye.